Hello, I'm Sandy Renke from State Street Theater, and I'm here to host today the Something Artsy. Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat, which films this segment every month. And now I have my first guest, which is Crystal Fleck from the Community Education Coordinator position.
Right.
And is that with the Park and Rec? Then, or who is your?
So I have, my director would be Dawn Brown. She's the principal at Washington.
Oh, okay. So you
So-
work through the school system.
Through the school system, yep.
Perfect.
We're kind of separated. We all
Perfect.
work together and collaborate, but we're separate
Yeah. Okay. All right. How long have you been with them?
since 2016.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. That's great. You must love it. You wouldn't be there
I
that
do
long,
love
so
it.
that's
I do
wonderful.
love it.
All right. So, gosh, it's hard to believe that summer's almost past us already, and we're into the fall. I always thought that summer was the fastest 3 months of anything, or 4 months, whatever it is that we end up getting. But it seems like everybody's super busy in October, November, then comes Christmas. So I know you're no exception to that. What kinds of programs have you got for the youth coming up in October?
Yeah, I have quite a bit for youth. So I'll start kind of with the younger kids. So this is kind of 5 and up.
Okay.
We have a messy art class that will be October 17th during
Okay.
MEA. So it's kind of
Great.
perfect. There's no
Yeah.
school that day. Drop your kids off 1 to 2:30. That's $15. They just get kind of given paints and pencils and drawing, and it's just they get messy and have a lot of fun doing it.
And where did you say that that's located?
That'll be located at Washington
At
Learning
Washington
Center.
Learning Center. Okay.
Yep.
Are most of your programs located there?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of them are located there. Some
Wonderful.
are other places. A majority of them are Washington, or we have online classes as well.
Perfect. So I think you're going to be telling us a little bit about that too.
I will.
Anything else then for the youth?
Yep, so we also have a home alone class. So this year we have a level 1 and a level 2. Level 1 is basically through 2nd to 4th grade.
Okay.
And it's kind of the beginner home alone. Parents are expected to come with them. So just so you know that if you sign
Wonderful.
up, it's a
Yeah.
parent-child opportunity to kind of learn the beginners of being home alone. That will be October 24th, and that is an evening from 6 to 7:30. We have also October 5th, which is a Saturday, just coming up here around the
Yeah.
corner. We have a card class for kids, so you can decorate cards, Christmas cards,
Sure.
things like that. Just
Greeting cards kind of thing.
Can
Yeah.
send out.
Great.
That will be 9:30 to 11. And then we have cookie decorating, which is super fun. That's filling up.
Very
so
popular, I'm
It
sure.
is very popular. If you want
Yeah.
that, it's a Halloween theme
Oh, fun.
for the kiddos, October 12th, and that's 9:30 to 11.
Okay.
So that's filling up. Basically what happens is they have the cookies cooked and baked, and just you get the frosting, and she kind of walks you through decorating. They're really cute. If you want to look on our Facebook page, you can see some of the examples from in the past.
That's a great idea. And speaking of that, what do we look for on Facebook?
Yep, so you can go to just Community Education Facebook right on
Okay.
there. Just
Community
Google it.
Education, New
Yep,
Ulm or something.
New Ulm Area
Perfect.
Community Education.
I remember seeing cookies last year that some of the kids had decorated. I think it was for Christmas.
Yep.
And they did a great job. What a cool opportunity, and what a way to get people excited about something like a skill like that.
Yes.
At such a young age. So way to
Yeah.
go.
She's really good with the theme, so they'll Halloween, and then there'll be Christmas, and then there's Easter, just fun little things.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Yeah.
and then this year, we are just starting, we have new acrylic painting classes.
Oh.
We have a gentleman coming from the Sleepy Eye area. He also does that at Sleepy Eye Library, so if you've seen him or the paintings. We have one for kids October 15th, and they are gonna be doing the Snoopy Halloween painting
Oh,
theme.
fun. Fun.
So, and there's pictures of those on Facebook, on our
Okay.
website, if you
Okay.
want to see what it looks like before you
You
join.
want to give a shout out to your website also?
Yes, website is newulm.k12.mn.us.
All right. Perfect. And anything else for the youth?
That's it right now.
Well, it sounds like a full month.
Yeah.
But what a great, I love everything that you do, but I am really intrigued by that home alone class that you
Yeah.
guys do. I think that is so important. I have a grandson who's in kindergarten right now, and I think about when that age is, that he'll be old enough to be able to do that. And it's just nice to know that there are communities that have
Yeah.
the opportunity for kids to understand that a little bit more, and like you said, have the parents with them,
Yep.
so they are all on the same page. So.
Yeah, so this year we kind of broke it up where there's the level 1, which is with the parents, second
Yeah.
to 4th grade. And then there's a level 2 that you take after, and then that's just the kids only.
Sure.
And it's like 5th grade and up, and,
Yeah.
it's like the next stage on
Sure.
what to learn to
Yeah.
be home alone.
Ah, such great important information for those kids and parents.
Yeah.
So that's about the kids. Now, what about the
Yeah.
youth? I'm sorry, that was the youth. How about the adults?
The adults.
Kids and youth are still the same, I think.
As always, in regards to wellness, we have our yoga classes. They run 6 weeks, very popular. They have a session going right now, but if you want to get in on the next session, that starts October 29th, 5:15 to 6:15. It's kind of nice right
Yeah.
after work to kind of,
Yep.
think about your day at work and just kind of.
Yeah. And then once you get home, you can just relax.
That's right.
So perfect.
That's right.
Perfect.
And then I also do have, in regards to wellness, I do have some online wellness classes too, if you guys want to check those out on our website. Just a lot of wellness, eating right,
Yeah.
Carbs, things like that.
And you said there's yoga classes on there too? There's
Yeah,
some
yep, so the
that you
yoga's
can
in
do?
person, and then there's
There's also-
just the wellness classes, kind of
Yeah.
about vitamins and herbs and,
Oh, nice.
just staying healthy.
Great education stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. And again, I think that website, if I can repeat it, was newulm.k12.mn.us.
Correct.
All right.
And then on there, when you go underneath my page, there's a registration link that can
Okay.
link you right to Elio, and it'll just bring up all the classes.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Okay.
Another new one we have is simplifying your life, downsizing and decluttering.
Sign me up.
Yeah, so that, she is offering them 2 times a month, and that is in person. This month the next coming month, we have October 14th and the 24th.
I'm going to write those down, October 14th and the 24th.
And that runs from 6 to 8. So this is brand new. We have people signing up. It's kind of something that I feel everyone could probably benefit
Oh, my
from.
goodness. Yes, I certainly can. I think that's wonderful. So that's an in-person as well.
In person, yeah.
Perfect.
So, for instance, she has a class tomorrow night, and it's one person. So it's going to be nice to be basically one-on-one.
Wow, that's great. What a great
I think
opportunity.
it's not. I had someone call yesterday asking if it was like, a presentation where we kind of had a crowd and she came.
Oh.
And it's like it's more
Yeah, it's
personable, more one-on-one.
one-on-one.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then again, we also have adult card making. So in the morning she does the children, and then in the afternoon she does the adult. Same thing: Christmas cards, greeting cards, get well cards, thank you cards. You can join that. It's the same day, October 5th, and then it's right after 11:30 to 1.
Okay.
And then again, decorating. So she has the youth decorating and the adult decorating.
Yeah.
That is Halloween theme as well, October 22nd from 6:30 to 8:30. I notice a lot of girls get their girlfriends together and come and make cookies.
You bet. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then painting again. So again, the acrylic painting is for youth, and then there's the adult one. And he is doing a Halloween theme as well
Okay.
for that painting. That will be October 8th in person. And then I know this isn't till November, but I do need to get it out there because it's filling fast.
Okay.
We have barn quilts.
Oh.
So I don't know if you guys have
Those are
ever
the
heard-
painted squares?
Yes.
Okay.
big painted squares.
Wonderful.
They turn out amazing.
Yeah.
This gal that we have, Cindy, she travels to come here to do
Oh,
it.
nice.
That's November 7th from 5:30 to 9:30. And I probably have 4 or 5 signed up. So if you want to
Going
get it,
fast.
get in on it.
Okay. Barn squares.
Barn.
I know they're all the rage, so
They are.
get your your reservation for that soon.
Yes.
All right.
And then that's really it for in-person classes. We
Yeah,
can kinda-
and so you've got the online opportunities as well for
Yes.
people who are super busy or just aren't able to get there.
Don't want to
So-
leave your house.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know?
Well, tell us what you've got offered
Yeah,
for
so
that.
we have an Alzheimer's class. So we have There's usually 3 of them running. So there's an intro to Alzheimer's, and then the next one is kind of like the caregiver, and then kind of like the long-term care part of Alzheimer's.
Wow.
So that's a $5. Online, you can do it from home. That's October 15th. Super nice for those that, like I said, don't want to leave.
And maybe in this situation, they don't have the ability to leave.
Correct.
But what a great support that is for them.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes. And the Alzheimer's Association does do it, so it's all
All
legit
firsthand.
and very
Yeah.
firsthand. And,
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
And then we have a genealogy class, which goes, like, there's an intro, and then there's a level 1, level 2, level 3. That has been a hit. We had it last year as well, but I've had a lot of people calling about that this year. So that will be October 22nd. It's online. She gives you, the tools you need to, make your family tree.
Wow.
Multiple different sites you can use. Obviously, some do cost, but there's also some that are free.
Sure. Yep.
It's pretty amazing when you
What you can
type
get.
in, you type in a name, and then all these things pop up, and it's, there's censuses even you can read. It's pretty neat.
I can imagine if you get started on that, you probably one of those things you get caught up in pretty
wanna
easily.
quit.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that's wonderful.
Yep. And then, so these are kind of some spooky ones I have for online. We have one about the haunting of Anoka, and then the haunting and history of Emerald Island. So that's kind of fun. Those are online as well. A new
Perfect.
instructor that just approached me, and she's actually doing it through all community eds in Minnesota.
Oh,
So it's kind of nice for the online grouping for online classes. Every community ed in New Ulm offers, or in Minnesota offers it, so it's almost never canceled because there's
Wow.
always participants
Sure.
from.
because so
All
many,
over.
right?
Yes.
That's just a cool opportunity.
Yes. And then, as in the past, we again have intro to piano and intro to guitar.
Wow.
Those have been a hit. It's online.
I'm
but-
learning so much.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Yep. And then one more, this is a new one I thought would be a benefit to those. It's called Intro to Med Terminology.
Oh.
So,
So you can understand your doctor a little bit
That's
better. Or if you're doing caregiving for,
Uh-huh.
Your parents or children, you kind of
Yeah.
have a better understanding, can ask better questions.
yes. And if you have more questions about that, feel free to call me or email me, and I can get you the gist on that, exactly what it covers. And it is a 3-hour class online. So,
Sounds like something everybody needs.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you want to reach me, you can call me at 507-233-8307, or my email is cfleck, F-L-E-C-K, at newulm.k12.mn.us.
Perfect. One last thing, and that is, somebody was talking the other day about some community education trips. And I love to travel, don't always have the time I would like to be able to do that, but tell me what you've got coming up.
Yeah, so all of our trips are on a coach bus. It has AC, and there's a bathroom as well.
Yay.
So the first one we have at the Orpheum, which I don't know if you've been to the Orpheum, but traveling there is a pain. I mean, it's downtown Minneapolis.
is.
Finding parking.
So it's nice not to have to be
Yes,
the one.
So many different one-ways,
Yeah.
and it gets really busy. So we have the Book of Mormon coming up.
Okay.
That will be December 11th, and that's a 7:30 p.m. show. So basically what happens is we will meet, it's all in the booklet, the brochure, and online. We will meet at a parking lot and get on the bus and head on over. They drop us off right out front.
Perfect.
Right in,
Yeah.
right out at the end, and that's $100. So that includes the show and the bus.
Wow. Very good. Very
Yep.
good. I've heard that that's a great show to
Yes.
see, and Orpheum is just a great place.
It is. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful place.
Yeah.
And then some Christmas things. We have the Sidekick Theater, which is kind of newer for us to be venturing there. That's bells will be ringing. That's December 3rd. So what's nice about this is you get lunch prior, and then you enjoy the show.
Oh,
So it's 11:30 lunch and then a 1 p.m. show, and that is $85. So when you think about for lunch, the show and the bus ride,
yeah, you can't beat that.
No, you
No,
can't.
you can't.
can't. And then again, we're New Guthrie. I've never been there.
I haven't either.
So-
It's been a long time if
Yeah.
I have.
So that's a new, and that's the Christmas Carol,
Oh.
which is December 5th. And that's a 1 p.m. show, and that's $65. So it's kind of all running in like the first 2 weeks of December, which is going to be pretty busy. Hopefully the weather holds out for us.
Yeah.
So if you're into Christmas things, the December 3rd, we'll hit up the Sidekick, get lunch and the show. And then for bells will be ringing, and then December 5th, we could do the Christmas Carol
Yeah.
at a 1 p.m. show for $65.
Like, I look at that, and right now I'm just thinking, okay, who could I get to go, and how could I implement this into my Christmas giving
Yeah.
packages, and I think life is about making memories, and taking somebody to one of these shows and seeing that together, I think would be
Yes.
really, really fun.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys have done great work.
Thank you. And then we do have one that we just got the date, just newly announced, Beauty and the Beast
Oh.
at the Orpheum. And that's August 13th. I know it's a long, long way away, but they fill up fast.
I was gonna say, that one's gonna be a tough one to get into if you don't do it
Yes.
fast.
When we had the Lion King, it was
Oh,
filled fast.
yeah, I wish you could do it again so I could go.
Yeah, so Beauty and the Beast, if you want that, August 13th, I know it's a long ways away. That's $100 for the show and the bus, but now's the time to get signed up, or if you want to buy your grandchild a
Oh,
Christmas gift.
absolutely. That's a great idea.
Yeah, just,
a great
I know how
idea.
fast they fill, so.
Yeah, and if I remember right, Orpheum they don't have the long-term shows. So they just bring it in for a short time. That's why they
Yeah.
fill up so fast. So knowing this ahead of time and having it as maybe,
Mm-hmm.
like we said, a Christmas idea for the family or grandchildren
End
or.
of summer,
Yeah, I just think
fun
that
thing to
sounds.
do before
Yeah,
school
very
starts,
true.
you
Yes,
know.
absolutely. You've given me some great ideas. I think that you're doing a lot of my work for me for my planning, but
perfect.
I'm impressed with everything that the community education has going on.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, anything else you want us to
That is
know?
it. Just again, if you need to reach me, it's 507-233-8307. I am located at Washington Learning Center, which is the kindergarten pre-K school across from the fairgrounds, if you want to stop in and have questions. Or again, you can email me, which is right on our website.
All right. Well, I've certainly enjoyed learning about all of this, and I'm sure you have too. So, Crystal, thank you so much for coming. And we will be right back with more from Something Artsy. All right, and we're back. And my next guest is Amy Johnson. And Amy is from the Brown County Historical Society. Welcome, Amy.
Welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. So Amy, Lunch and a Bite of History. I actually am not very familiar with that, so you're going to educate me this
Okay.
morning. They're always wonderful education events, was what I've heard, and that you might have a couple coming up in October.
Yes.
So fill me in.
Okay. So Lunch and a Bite is kind of something that we do seasonally, about once a month, sometimes a little bit more. Probably, I would say, let's see, maybe June through October. We'll have like once a month in our museum annex, which is right behind the museum, a presenter come in around noon and talk about a topic. So let's see, we had the DeLeos come in and talk about orphan trains this season. We had someone talk about a blizzard. We've got 2 more coming up. So we're going to actually do 2 in October.
Okay.
And then we'll
so
be
I
done.
think I knew about the speakers coming in for lunch. So
Yep.
that's what this is called. Because I've heard wonderful things about that. People really enjoy that. And I'm hoping that I can do that now in my retirement.
Well, and it's free. So it's
Yes.
one of the things that we do, are able to do, and we really want to keep it that way. So we really appreciate that. So we call it Lunch and a Bite of History. I think before COVID, people, it was over the noon hour.
Yeah.
So the idea was bring your bag lunch, and then you can go back to work afterwards. Come spend your lunch hour learning about something quick and going. But now people don't really bring their lunches anymore. You are more than welcome to, but some people will call sometimes and say, do you provide lunch? And it's like, nope, you can bring your lunch, but we don't provide lunch.
It's not easy to do that for free anymore.
Right.
So that's, it's nice so to know that a person can bring their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 coming up yet. October 3rd, a man named Kim Kerrigan is going to be coming. He's not from here, but he has a great uncle who was a gymnastics teacher at
Oh.
Turner Hall, or great-grandfather. And he died in the Chicago Iroquois Theater fire. In over 1,600 people died.
Oh my
So he's
gosh.
coming to talk about the Iroquois Theater fire and its link to New Ulm, and that's going to be, they're usually on Thursday, October 3rd at noon. So
Okay.
that will be that one.
October
And then we're
3rd.
going to wrap it up with talking about the Leframbois family dance blanket with Jerry Weldy and the fur trade and just the history of Little Rock Trading Post and the Leframbois family. And that's going to be Thursday, October 24th at noon. So
Wow.
free
Okay.
programs in the annex. We do ask for reservations because we do have limited capacity. So
Perfect.
Give us
and
a
is
call.
there a number? So who do they call?
they can call us at 507-233-2616.
Okay.
So
Wonderful.
museum.
So
Just call the museum.
call the museum, get your reservation, and call that number. So Kiesling House has something new,
Yes.
which, they say that Kiesling House is one of the oldest places and has a lot of historic value to it. So it's funny to
Yes.
hear that it has something new. So tell us
Yes.
about that.
So Kiesling House, 1861 it was built. It's been there. It's one of the few structures in New Ulm that remain from the U.S.-Dakota War. We interpret the house. The city owns it. The Brown County Historical Society operates it. It's open Memorial Day through Labor Day on Fridays and Saturdays. So we're off season right now.
Oh, so just wrapped it up.
Just wrapped it up, but now we're going to
Okay.
open it again.
Okay.
Because thank you to the New Ulm Area Foundation, we received a grant to redo the signage in the house.
Oh.
And so we're updating the signage.
Okay.
Has some wear and tear over the years and so forth. We found some new pictures of the Kiesling family that we're pretty excited about adding to it. So we're going to have the updated Kiesling House signage reveal on Saturday, October 5th.
Okay.
Which is great because that's also downtown Oktoberfest.
That is,
so
yes.
people will be out and about enjoying
Yeah.
themselves.
Yep, and they're
drop on
always
by.
looking for extra things to do.
Yes.
So that sounds like a great stop.
Well, and what I'm also really excited about, we're pairing this with a guest demonstrator. Adam Dower, who is a blacksmith, is going to be out in front of the house and doing blacksmith demonstrating.
Oh,
so that's
how era
great.
just appropriate
Well,
that is.
and Mr. Kiesling was a blacksmith.
Oh,
So you have to
Wow.
kind of wonder when the
Yeah.
last time a blacksmith was actually
Was-
operating on the property. But we're going to do it. We're doing
Oh, how
it
wonderful.
Saturday, October 5th. Come on down.
It's great when you hear all those things kind of come together
Yeah.
to play a role like that. I love it.
I'm excited, but
Yeah. Well, you know what? There will be a lot of people excited about that. And again, that's that first weekend of craziness around here, and
Yeah.
people are looking for stuff to fill their day, and that sounds like a wonderful opportunity.
yes.
So tell us though where they can find that Kiesling House
Yes.
and what the fee is to get there.
The Kiesling House is at 220 North Minnesota Street, so main drag downtown. The fee to come into the house is $3. BCHS members are free, and 4 and under are free. But no one's going to be charging for you to be watching the blacksmith demonstrate.
Yeah. Oh, how
So
nice. That's going to happen right outside of the building.
That'll be outside. Yep.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Well, I pray for great weather. 'Cause
Me too.
What we need it for everything for that day, but I think it's all going to be great. So that's going to be one of the last season events, or were there other things that are going to be taking place after that?
Well, then we'll probably be closed. The downtown Halloween hop last year, we did have the house open, just someone
Oh.
sitting in the doorway
Yeah.
to hand out candy and have it be a
Oh,
stop on
wonderful.
on the tour, I guess,
Yeah.
of downtown.
Yep, yep.
So we're hoping to do that again. So
Okay.
see if we can get the volunteers lined up for that. But we'll be there if we can
Yeah,
again. I
yeah.
think we had like 500 kids like just stop by.
Isn't
and
it just something?
Get some candy. We had
Yeah.
the yard decorated.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Yeah. I know that when I had my store on downtown,
Oh yeah.
the thing, I never had enough candy. I think I always had to go and buy a little bit more, which is such a great thing. And what I loved the most about it was very seldom were the kids by themselves. Almost always they were with their mom and their dad. And it was so great to see the whole family dress up
Yeah.
and the dads get involved. And there's just some really great family stuff going on here in New Ulm. We have a lot to be proud of. So thank you for being a part of that Halloween hop. That's wonderful. So I've heard all this stuff about the popcorn wagon. I believe
Oh,
there was
yes.
an anniversary.
Yep.
And you guys were just talking about some filming of something. So what's that all about?
Well, the popcorn wagon turned 110 this year.
Crazy.
So many memories, so many stories.
Yeah.
And we had a birthday party last Saturday. So we're filming this in September. But,
Yes.
We had a birthday party last Saturday, and it was just a wonderful time. A lot of people really came together to make it happen, especially our volunteer coordinator, Yvonne Weber, who puts so much into that popcorn wagon and really just makes it happen. It's her passion.
Yeah,
so.
you know, everybody has memories, which I'm sure you do as well. Your family's from around here too, but I remember my mom and dad would make us get into the bathtub, get our baths, get our pajamas on, and then we would go down to the popcorn wagon, and I would always get those chuckles, which were like a jelly candy, and everybody else would get popcorn, the other three, and then we would go and park behind Johnson Field and we'd watch the baseball game. And that's what my memory was. So we would go, it was really, it's something I'll never forget. So, and it's crazy how the popcorn wagon is still making those memories. That's a true sign of a great addition to New Ulm, I guess. And Pat, I love watching him walk around in the popcorn.
He's fantastic.
He is amazing. So shout out to Pat. Thank you for all you do.
So the popcorn wagon will be open on also downtown Oktoberfest. The popcorn wagon will move out in front of the museum because it really likes to be part of that whole fray out there versus the gas pump. So it will be there on that day, and then it will have one more appearance. We're licensed for 10 appearances a year.
Oh, okay.
So then the 12th, the other Oktoberfest out at Shell's, it will be out again. And then our season has concluded again. So.
And then what do you have to do to make sure that it's going to be great for the following year? Is there any maintenance or anything that has to happen to it?
Yeah, well, it is actually part of we have a couple items in our collection that are considered like working pieces.
Oh, and
so
that's one of those.
Yeah, so the popcorn wagon is a part of our collection, and we have a full-time professional curator. So his job is to care for the collection and our artifacts, popcorn being one of them. So in the off-season, it rests and gets some repairs if needed, but
that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, is there anything else going on? I mean, I don't know that there's any more room for you to have anything else going on.
Well,
what else
we
is
were talking
happening?
about Halloween.
Yes.
So again, with that Halloween hop, the museum does open for free that day.
Okay.
We do that Halloween scavenger hunt. So just make us a stop on your whole thing. It probably takes you like 5 or 10 minutes to come through. We'll have items hidden throughout the museum. The kids come through and do a Halloween scavenger hunt. We've been doing it for years and years, and generally we have hundreds of people. The museum is decorated for Halloween.
Okay.
So
the museum on October 26th, you'll have the Halloween scavenger hunt.
That's from 10 to 2.
10 to 2.
Yep.
Okay.
So free
you can come
admission.
down at any time and do that.
Yes, just make us a stop on your downtown running around.
Yeah, that
Hopefully
sounds
it's warmer
wonderful.
than last year. Last
Yeah,
year was
I
a little
think
bit
last
chilly.
year was a little chilly.
But this year, we'll see.
One with as hot as it is right now, and again, she said we're a little past mid-September, so it's a little warm yet. You guys will remember that. All right, well, there's so much stuff with historical legacy here in New Ulm, and you're such a big part of it, and it just amazes me that somebody as young as you, and you just have such a handle on everything that's going on with that, or you do a really good job at convincing people, but it's fun to listen to you, and thanks for all that you do for the community. We truly appreciate it. And I appreciate you joining us this morning.
Yes, and I want to thank the community for their support of us. We are the Brown County Historical Society, so the county in general, but New Ulm, thank you very much for all of your support. Our sponsors, the Bank Midwest sponsored the popcorn wagon. We couldn't do that without you. Thanks to New Ulm Area Foundation for the signage. Other generous donors for the popcorn wagon's success, and then of course our volunteers, because we literally are a staff of 5 people, and only 2 of us are full-time, the rest are part-time. And then everybody else is volunteers.
Right.
So thank you so much to the volunteers, and then also to the members, because of course we couldn't do it without you. And
that's right.
And I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
Yeah, well, we love having you. So thank you so much, Amy. Have a wonderful October.
Thank you so much.
All right. And we will be back soon with something more from Something Artsy. All right. Well, now I've got 2 very special guests in front of us. We have Ann Makepeace from the Grand Historical Center, and the Grand Center for Arts and Culture. I don't know, I've always called it the wrong name. To me, it's always been the cool place, the Grand. And then we also have Tegan Daly, who is new to us. And Anne, why don't you go ahead and introduce
Okay.
Tegan, and then maybe we'll have her tell us a little bit more
Sure,
about that.
Sure. This is Tegan Daly, and we're really lucky to have her. She came from Iowa recently, and she'll talk more about that. But she is working in Cellar Press. She's our Cellar Press program coordinator and may take on some other programming responsibilities, but right now she's focused on Cellar Press. And she's
wonderful.
got a fabulous background, and we're really lucky to have her. So.
Great. Well, welcome,
Thank
Tegan.
you.
Congratulations. We are just lucky to have you as a part of our New Ulm opportunities here in town. And so tell us a little bit about it. How long have you been in this new position?
I've been at the Grand about a month and a half now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. And so you moved recently from from Iowa to the area.
Yeah.
So you're driving in every day, and is that a long drive for you?
Well, I'm just living in Mankato right
Oh,
now,
okay,
so it's about
okay.
half an hour.
Yeah,
so it's not
yeah.
bad.
I did it for 27 years. So
Yeah.
yeah, the only time it's not good is when you're over there and it becomes icy and snowy and you want
Yeah.
to try to get back.
Yeah.
So it might be snowed in one place or another, but hopefully not. So I hear that you have a master's in book arts.
Yes.
That is really, really interesting to me. I had not heard of that. So tell me more about that and how that position plays into your role at the Grand Center.
Sure. Well, I studied at the University of Iowa Center for the Book, so it's kind of a interdisciplinary program. So I studied paper making, bookbinding, letterpress printing, calligraphy, digital book
Perfect.
design. So
Yeah.
yeah, kind of a niche little world, but
Well,
ended up being a really great fit with the Grand.
that is, it's so refreshing to actually hear that because we're in such a digital world and
Yeah.
such a, everything is, nothing, nobody wants paper, nobody wants any
Mm-hmm.
of this stuff, but it's such a art. I can't even imagine having that type of
Yeah.
experience. And I'm so grateful to hear that they're still doing all of that and still promoting it all and that you can make good use out of that. That's wonderful. So
Definitely,
tell me
yeah.
more about that.
Well, I guess.
Maybe some of the classes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. Well, we have bookbinding is kind of like my big passion, and we have 3 bookbinding classes coming up this fall. I actually get to teach 2 of them. So the first one is going to be on September 26th,
Okay.
and it's going to be kind of like an introductory bookbinding class. So for anyone that's feeling interested but maybe not sure where to start,
Yeah.
that would be a great class to take. So we'll
Okay.
do little folded books and
Now
single
is-
section. Sorry, go ahead.
No, is that one that you'll be doing again? This is going, it's, by now, the time that they see this, we're gonna have gone through that, and it's gonna
Oh,
have been a
okay.
great success.
yeah.
So I'm wondering if that becomes a success, or is it something that you've done before
We
at the
have done
Grand?
this class before.
Okay.
And this is the second time we've had it, and it's kind of the base class for any
Oh,
bookbinding. So
okay.
we'll repeat it.
How
It'll probably
wonderful.
it'll happen next year again, early
Yeah.
next year, probably.
So we can,
Yeah.
so next time we talk to you guys, you can tell us how it went, and then we can talk
Sign
about the
up.
next date
Yeah.
and sign
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So what do you do at these classes? At like a bookbinding class? What?
Well, something like this, and then the next one, which would be in October, so the viewers should be able to see this
Yes.
in time to know about
Yeah.
that one. Both of those are pretty introductory classes, so
Okay.
we'll talk about different qualities of the papers that we'll be using. Sewing patterns is a big thing with binding, so every
Okay.
different book structure has kind of like a different hand-sewn
Sure.
pattern. And both
All
of
those
these will
things
be
we just
pretty
take for
easy.
granted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You definitely notice things about books once you've made a couple, and then you
Yeah.
can
So
start
the
seeing.
second one is Japanese stab binding.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, if you've ever seen a book that had the binding on the outside, that could be used for it could be used for photographs, it could be used for a journal or something like that
yes,
with
yep.
some decorative papers. That's
Okay.
that one.
Oh my gosh.
That's the second class she's
How
going to be
interesting.
teaching.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's October,
26?
26th.
October
Yeah.
26th.
Yep.
Yep.
So people get signed up for that. How many people can you usually have in a class?
About 8,
At
probably.
max,
maybe.
kind of a max of 8,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'll do it with less, obviously, then, because you
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit more
Yes.
personal touch there. So,
Yeah.
wow, that is wonderful. What about, so where do we go to sign up for those classes, and then what is the cost?
You go to the Grand, Grand's website. It's the Grand New
We're
Ulm.
both learning.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
and she's new. But
Yeah, absolutely.
thegrandnewulm.org. And if you go
thegrandnewulm.org.
under Seller Press, and you'll see a list of our classes, and they're really reasonably priced. They range in price from $25 to $50.
Oh.
And they're usually anywhere from 3 to 6 hour classes. So
Wow.
really, we've kept the prices really low. If you went to take these classes at Minnesota Center for Book Arts, they'd be 2 or 3 times that cost. So
Absolutely.
we've kept them low so that people are willing to, I could spend $30 and
Right.
try that class.
Yeah,
see
and they're
what-
encouraged
yeah.
to learn something like
Yeah.
this. I think that's wonderful. I think that the opportunity that we even have right here in town, like, Anne, how did you become interested in this? Was this something, did you have similar background, or was it just? No, it was when you took over at the Grand and they had the,
Well, we had the basement and we poured a cement floor like 12 years ago when we did the renovation, and we knew we wanted it to be art space. My mother had worked in a printing department in Milwaukee
okay.
at a technical college, and I was around letterpress and printmaking. She was an editor, but I would go every time I had a day off of school and I'd set type. So I was familiar with and my aunt had been an artist and did linoleum block carving. So actually I had those two sides. I didn't know anything about bookbinding
Sure.
till recently, but it's fascinating, and it's almost a lost art. And so
Right.
what we're doing is we're kind of preserving something that you can do by hand, like to your point, not digital, and that you can give as a gift, that you can use, a card you can make that you set the type.
Right.
So anyway, my mother was fascinated with that and words, and I am too. And so
Yeah.
when we started it 5 years ago, my mom made a donation at that point to give us our air handling system so we could, because we were going to use ink and we had to keep it clean. We have
Yeah.
kids down there. So anyway, that's how it started. And my mother's since passed away. She passed away 4.5 years ago, but
Wow.
she was here when it opened.
so
that's-
her legacy
Yep,
continues
yep.
then.
So that's my
Yeah.
passion
Oh,
now
that's
and my
interesting.
interest. Yeah.
And we were talking a little bit in some of the other interviews we've done this morning, and I think that even like gift giving has changed a little bit. I think people are recognizing, I don't know if it had to do with COVID or whatever, but people are recognizing that it's more important to give something from the heart, something that
Yeah.
you've maybe done, maybe a little more unique, and something that they're going to hold on to, and it's going to mean something more than, I remember I got this at Christmas such and such, my mom made this, my sister made this, my daughter made this. So what a great opportunity. So that October 26th might be a great
Yep.
opportunity for somebody, and then they got one of their presents done. So,
Yep,
yeah, I think that's great. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for being able to bring that expertise of yours back to New Ulm and being Anne's sidekick in that, to be able to
For now.
provide a
She may
cool
be my boss
opportunity for
someday.
New Ulm. But
I'm really excited to
that
be
probably
here.
wouldn't bother you at
No,
at
it's
this
fine.
point. Yeah. Well, good. Well, thank you for letting us know. Is there anything more we should know about
Well,
the Seller
just Seller Press
Press?
has other classes, so we don't just have bookbinding. We have
Okay.
3. We have another 4 or 5 that we're going to have yet this year, but in October, we've got an easy cut linoleum block carving and hand printing class that'll be done by a past resident artist. His name is Charlie Putnam, and that is a class that anybody ages 15 and up could take. It's really a simple class, but you'll get both the experience of drawing something on a block, printing it. I think we might even be hand watercoloring it. So, that is a really good class. Saturday, October 12th, it's a 4-hour
Okay.
class. And then we do in November, December, we'll come back and talk about those. And we just had a beer coaster class. It's our second
fun.
printing beer coasters.
Can't imagine
And-
in New Ulm that anybody
yeah,
would be interested
right.
in that.
Well, we're going to do that repeatedly because
Perfect.
we had 8 people the first time and a few less this last time, but it'll be a regular class. People absolutely love it.
I
so,
think once people know what's out there, it's an education for the community, and let people know that's available, they'll come.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I, being with State Street Theater, know all about this wonderful opportunity we are having for a great concert with the real Emmylou Harris. We're
Yeah.
so used to doing covers and tribute concerts that people need to know that this is the real McCoy. This is the real Emmylou Harris. Is going to be playing right here in New Ulm for a fundraiser for the Grand Center. So tell us more about that.
Okay.
The date of the show.
It's October 19th. It's a Saturday evening. We were just selling tickets to State Street Theater members, donors, and the Grand, but now we've opened it to the public, and there should be tickets left yet, not a lot, but there are some tickets left in the balcony. So when you see this, if you're interested, go to State Street Theater's website
Yep.
or call their box office, and Sandy can give you that
Yes.
number. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. She is iconic. You know, we're glad that we can have the real
Oh,
Emmylou
absolutely.
Harris here. So the response has been fabulous, and this helps us. It was a donor who provided the money for Emmylou. So other than we are partnering with State Street, and there are some costs that we incur, but primarily the money will go to the Grand. And we had about a $900,000 hit last year to our building when we had to remove all the brick and it wasn't waterproof behind it, and this is helping us recoup some of that money that we used to operate. So
Yeah,
anyway,
that's
we're
great.
thrilled. But the partnership with State Street's been great.
Yes.
I think you've learned a lot. I know
Oh,
I've learned a lot.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and we
It-
hope to do it again. I should say this, we are gonna do it again next year
Yeah.
with a big name. We just don't know who that is,
Yeah.
but we'll do one more for sure.
Well, it's wonderful, and on the State Street side, it's wonderful to be able to collaborate with, you know, we have a lot of the same goals and projects that we like to work on, and we're both in need of capital campaign money, and so this has been such a great opportunity for both sides, because now we know we can pull something like this up.
Yeah.
We really have the facilities and the drive and the purposes
Yep.
to do something like this in the future, so this is all
Yeah,
great.
it's all good.
And Ann talked to you a little bit about being able to get your tickets, and if there are still some available, you'll find them by going online to statestreetnewulm.org. statestreetnewulm.org. You're going to see a little button there that says buy tickets, and you'll look through, it'll have Emmylou's picture on there, and you can click on that and see what seats are available and get your tickets that way. Or you can go into the box office Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to noon. They have somebody there that can help you. And then you could also call the number 507-359-9990, and they can take care of your purchase over the phone. So they're wonderfully helpful, and they would love for you to call and get one of those seats, because I don't think this is a performance any one of us is going to miss. I've got my tickets, and I'm going to help usher people. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited about both.
Yeah.
So that's the biggie, but we also have
Other things,
that
yeah.
are going on that are just as important.
Yep.
So what have you got going on for music?
We always have live music, and we're starting ticketed shows again. So you'll see that periodically in our schedule. But in the next month in October, none of them are ticketed. They're all free. And they all start at 7 o'clock and go till 9:30. And the first one we have is October. We have two in a row that are folky kind of types. One is October 4th, one's October 11th. Bruce Bednarczyk and then Tom Peshkas. And they're both folky singer-songwriter types, and they both are from Red Wing. So I don't know how that happened, but 2 weeks in a row we have two guys. They're different, doing kind of folky, eclectic singer-songwriter stuff. Then on October 18th, I'm really excited about this. I'm from Milwaukee. The name of the band is the Milwaukee Connection. Bob Ockenden is the lead of that group, and he is a fabulous bebop guitar player from the Twin Cities. Actually, he's lived all over the country. And actually, he met the two other guys in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, so that's why they named it the Milwaukee Connection. But they do bebop jazz, they do, I won't name names because I don't know these names, but, and nobody will. Wayne Shorter, for instance, is one of them. They have a bass player, they have a saxophone player, and a guitar player.
Oh,
and
fun.
it's free, and it'll be fabulous. And they've never played at the Grand.
And that's the 18th,
that
which is
is
the
the
night before
18th.
you're going to see the real Emmylou
Yeah, that's the
Harris.
night before Emmylou
So you can have a
Harris.
fun
So I
entertainment
have
package
family
weekend.
coming in, and they're going to go there that night, and then we're going to go see Emmylou the next day. Very different music. music.
They'll never want to go home.
No, right. And then October 25th is Machinery Hill, and that band was named after Machinery Hill at the State Fair, and they're a Minneapolis group, and if anybody's ever seen them, they're just really fun. There are 5 or 6 people they bring. They have an accordion, they have singers, they have, drummer. I mean, it's just a very eclectic, fun. They do some covers, mostly covers, but it's really, really good. So that's Machinery Hill, October 25th.
Fun.
And that's that.
That is a lot. So you rattled all those off in such a wonderful manner that we could all understand that every weekend it sounds like there's something going
Yeah.
on. If we don't remember what those all were,
It's www.thegrandnewulm.org, and this one would be on our events tab. There's events listed, and all the
Great.
music events are there, and there'll be right now it just has placeholders, the names, but within a short period of time, probably by the time you see this, we'll have the descriptions and pictures up. So that's all there.
Wonderful.
And then we have the gallery, that's the other
Yes.
thing. And right now, we've got our Artscape show going until October 11th.
Okay.
And this year, we had almost 90 entries, which meant we were able to jury it, and we accepted 55. And it's a beautiful show. It's just a beautiful show. And it's till October 11th. And we do
Okay.
have a People's Choice Award winner that we give out every year, so that we did already jury it for first, second, third, grand prize, second, third, and honorable mention. But we will also be giving away a People's Choice. So come and vote. Vote for who you think should get that award, and that'll be awarded after October 11th.
great. So get down there and take a good look at that, take it all in, and put your vote in, and be a part of that wonderful gallery experience. So, anything else, Anne?
Well, there's more, but check our website, because, I mean, we have the New Ulm Film Society we partner with, and they have films. There's one in October, Max Bishop, maybe they're talking about that, but we do partner with other community organizations like the New Ulm Film Society, host events for them, but check our website, there's a lot there.
Yeah, there certainly is a
Yeah.
lot. I'm going to grab one of these
Yeah,
sheets, I think,
yeah.
because that all sounds like a lot of fun for me. So I want to thank Tegan. It was nice to meet you,
to meet you
and
too.
welcome again to the New Ulm community.
Thank you.
And Anne, it's always great to see you. You're
Yeah.
doing such amazing things, and we
Tegan
appreciate.
will come back. Tegan will come back, maybe
Well-
for the next semester of classes in 2025.
That would be wonderful. We'd love to hear more. And I'm thinking about which one I can do, because I love the Christmas idea. So, come on, you guys. It's gonna be time to think about that pretty soon, and I might get your seat if you don't sign up before me. So, all right,
Thank
well,
you.
nice to meet you, Tegan,
Thank
and
you.
good to see you. Thanks for taking your time to be here today. And we are gonna take a short break, and we'll be back with something artsy soon.
Thank you.
Okay, and we're back, and I am sitting next to Leroy. Leroy Harris is from the library, and he is going to be telling us about some programs that are going on right now for the month of October. So good to see you, Leroy. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Sandy. It's glad to be here.
Great.
I'll try not to run out of breath because we always have so much going on at the
You
library.
guys do, yes.
So I'll start with children's programs, I
Okay.
guess. So Storytime is back after a break in August after summer reading ended. And that's every Monday morning at 10:30. And our fall season of Storytime is going to run through Monday, October 21st. So any Monday that the library is open, come on in for Storytime at 10:30. We also have our weekly pajama party story time,
Oh,
and that's
fun.
our evening story time for bedtime, and that happens on Wednesdays in the evening at 6:30. Come wear your pajamas. Parents can do that too. We had that happen once.
Oh.
Bring a snuggly friend and come for stories and songs to just kind of relax and get ready for bedtime.
Oh, wonderful.
And so the last fall pajama party story time will be on Wednesday, October 16th. So at the end of our summer reading program, the teens and the kids voted on what they wanted for a grand prize, and the votes were tallied, and they wanted a video game party. So on Saturday, October 5th, starting at 2 o'clock for 2 hours, games, snacks, and prizes. So come down. It's for teens from 6th through 12th grade, and so come to the video game party Saturday, October 5th.
Oh, fun. That's another deal that Oktoberfest. Maybe the parents are going to walk downtown a little bit, and their teens can come and
Do that.
can have some fun here at the library.
It's a great segue into our monthly video gaming club, which is for the same age group. Their regular meeting is going to be on Tuesday, October 8th at 3:30. So after school, come on down to the library for an hour and play some games, have some snacks. The other program for teens, the anime club, is going to be the following Tuesday, October 15th, after school at 3:30. And so they'll continue watching anime, and again, more snacks. Teens like to eat. Then we've got our monthly STEM activities that we do. So there's one for kindergarten and first grade. It's called Creative Kids. And that's going to be on Thursday, October 10th, after school at 3:30. You need to register for that because our children's librarian, Miss Catherine, needs to know how many supplies she needs for the STEM activity.
Leroy, what is STEM? Does STEM stand
Science,
for
technology, engineering, and math.
something? Wow.
So it's a hands-on. Sometimes they get very messy. Learning different principles and activities. Sometimes art's involved, and it's just a fun, interactive thing for the kids to do.
And these are all free services?
Absolutely, all library programs are
Well,
free.
how wonderful to offer that type of opportunities for kids to learn and get their fingers into things that they maybe wouldn't have been introduced to before. So wonderful. And you do that for free of cost and keep them inside doing something great with people that they can trust and they enjoy. So great. All right.
I'm chugging along here.
Yeah, and I keep interrupting.
No, that's fine. Creative Kids is for kindergarten and first grade. Again, Thursday, October 10th after school. Wacky Wonders is for second through fifth grade. They don't always do the same activity for the younger and the older group in the same month, so you'll just have to see. Again, you want to register. For any of our programs that require registration, you can either call the desk at the library or you can go on the library's website, newulmlibrary.org. And so Wacky Wonders will be Thursday, October 17th at 3:30. Each month we have a special story time on a Friday, which involves not just a story and an activity, but also a craft. And so this month's is going to be on Friday, October 18th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And so come on down for another special story time and enjoy that. We also have a no school afternoon movie. So MEA weekend is in October on Friday, October 18th at 2 p.m. So come for story time in the morning, and then in the afternoon, you can come. They're going to be watching the movie Wish. So that'll be at 2 o'clock in the children's room. Bring your own water bottle. We provide the popcorn. Then our sensory playtimes are back. So for children with sensory issues, we have an evening sensory playtime and then a morning sensory playtime. The evening one's going to be on Tuesday, October 22nd at 6 o'clock. And then the daytime one will be on Thursday, October 31st at 10 a.m. So Halloween before you go do things. But registration is required for those because, again, Miss Catherine needs to make sure she has enough sensory toys and books for each of the children to be able to interact with. And because with sensory issues, you don't want a huge crowd of people.
Right.
That doesn't help.
Right. And why don't you continue on, then I'll ask you how they register for those.
All of them, same way to register. You can call the library, 507-359-8331, or again, you can go online to www.newulmlibrary.org, click on our events calendar, and then find the day of the event, click on it, and there will be a link to the registration.
Perfect.
So,
all right, thank you.
those are pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
On the adult side of things,
Yes.
we've got, first up, we're excited. We're partnering with Like eBooks Downtown to bring author Richard Kite to come, and that's going to be on Thursday, October 3rd at 5:30 p.m., and it'll be down at Like eBooks, and he's going to be talking about his book, Finding Your Third Place, Building Happier Communities. And so we all have home, we all have work, and then we all have other places that we go in the community.
Yeah.
And so his book is based on his research about what are those third places and how do we develop them and enjoy them in our
Yes.
communities. And so, again, because it's a library program, it's a free event. You can RSVP for the event on Like eBooks website. They have a link to that, and so that they can get an idea of how to arrange their seating.
Wonderful.
We partner with the Communities and Seniors Together cast organization in town for senior movie matinees. Every Friday afternoon at 1 p.m. Here in our meeting room. We show a movie, and this year we're doing movies through the decades, and so in October we're up to the 2000s.
Oh.
And so on Friday, October 4th, our first movie is 13 Days, which is a dramatization of the Cuban Missile Crisis. And then the following week on the 11th is Rat Race, which is a comedy. And then on the 18th, we're watching National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. And then our last one on October 25th is The Last Samurai.
Oh, great movies.
Yep. So always a fun time with those. And then segueing with movies again, the Newham Film Society has a 6-month series that they do in rotation here at the library. They meet on the second Tuesday of each month. And they're finishing up their mockumentary film series. October is gonna be their last one, and that's gonna be Tuesday, October 8th at 6:30. And they're gonna be watching the very funny mockumentary "What We Do in the Shadows" about a bunch of different types of vampires living together in an apartment and how they get along. So very silly. And so yeah, that's Tuesday, October 8th. We've got our regular book clubs are all meeting. So our Lit Wits Book Club is our general book club. Usually it's fiction, but sometimes there's nonfiction in there too. They meet on the first Monday of the month, and so that's Monday, October 7th at 6:30. And in October, they're going to be discussing 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami, which is his retelling of George Orwell's 1984.
Okay.
And really, really interesting book. So we're looking forward to that. Our History Book Club meets on the third Tuesday of each month, and they meet at noon. So if you're a lunchtime crowd or want to look for something in the middle of the day, you can do that. So they're going to be meeting on Tuesday, October 15th at noon here at the library, and they are going to be discussing Beverly Hills Spy by Ronald Drabkin, which is a pretty interesting book about a man, a former British agent who is helping the Japanese in the 1930s. And so it's
Wow.
that'll be pretty interesting. And then our Mystery Book Club meets on the last Monday of each month. And so that's on Monday, October 28th this year at 6:30 p.m. in the evening. And they're going to be discussing The Maid by Nita Prose. Our poetry group, which also meets monthly, is the second Monday of each month. So that's October 14th in October at 6:30. Bring a couple poems to share or just come and sit and listen. It's always really mellow and it's a good time there. Our art group is meeting again, and so they meet every Wednesday afternoon from 1:30 to 3:30 here. So if you have an art project that you're working on, sketching, painting, any sort of two-dimensional art, you can come in and bring it to the art group and enjoy some time and socializing in a nice quiet spot. Our needleworking group has they were having so much fun that they've gone from meeting twice a month to every Wednesday.
Oh.
And so from 9:30 to around noon, up in our nonfiction area, our needleworking group meets. So if you have a needleworking project of any variety, embroidery, cross-stitch, quilting, knitting, crochet, you name it, they bring all sorts. And so you can come and join them up there. They're usually laughing about something. They have a great time. And then our Civil War Roundtable has started back up again. So the Minnesota Valley Civil War Roundtable is housed here at the library, and they meet September to May. And so their next meeting is going to be on Tuesday, October 15th at 6:30 in the evening. And for October, we're going to be having a discussion about stories of Civil War ghosts and paranormal activity.
Ooh.
And so we're asking if you'd like to come and join us, bring a couple ghost stories or events that you find to share related to Civil War ghosts, because apparently there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And so that should be pretty fun. Our genealogy club meets year-round on the third Thursday of each month. And so this October, it's going to be Thursday, October 17th. And October is National Family History Month.
Okay.
And so the Genealogy Club is going to be sponsoring a family history fair here at the library.
Oh.
And that's going to be from 6 to 7:30. There's going to be a number of county historical societies that'll be here, as well as genealogical organizations like Family Search. We're hoping to get a few more, and they're going to have tables set up where you can come and learn about the resources their organizations have, and you'll be able to ask questions. There might even be a few presentations as well. So come on down to the Family History Fair on Thursday, October 17th. That's from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Here at the library. And then the last thing I've got, with some breathing room here, as far as our programs go, is we're very excited. We're bringing out author and professor R. Allen Brooks. He's coming from Colorado, and he's going to be presenting an hour-and-a-half workshop on Thursday, October 24th, from 2 to 3:30 p.m., and on overcoming creative block. And so if you have writer's block or art block or music block, anything of that sort where you're not sure how to start or you're not sure what to do next, please come to this workshop. It'll be great. He's a fabulous speaker, and come prepared to work and do activities. We are asking that you register for it, and again, you can register as I mentioned, the same way as other programs. But we're very excited to have him come and participate with that. So that's our programs that we have.
Oh my goodness. We wonder why fall goes so fast, and pretty soon it's Christmas, and it's because we put so much wonderful stuff into a couple months, and you guys have got something for everybody. From what I'm hearing is like, no matter what your interests are, there's something there, or if you have just a little bit of a desire to learn something, the opportunity's right there. So
Yes.
I think that's great. Well, thank you for sharing all of that with us. Now, are there other library services that you want to help us
Absolutely.
understand?
I've mentioned before that the library was able to receive a grant through the Mellon Foundation to expand our memory lab, and we have a number of our new pieces of equipment hooked up in the memory lab. And so if you're interested in digitizing old media, you can make an appointment with the library, and I'll train you how to use the equipment, and you'll be able to get those into a digital format so you can share them with family and friends. And so we've got that. And of course, again, that is because it's at the library, it's a free service.
That's wonderful.
And if you wanted to send your media somewhere else, it would cost you a pretty
absolutely.
penny, quite
Yeah.
a bit. And then, of course, there's our Library of Things. So you can check out more than books at the library. There's games, activities. We've got a couple retro video game systems, outdoor lawn activities, a number of different things there that you can do. And we also have rec center passes.
Okay.
Those are very popular. You can't put those on hold. You have to come in and check. But you get those for a week. There are 2 single passes and 2 family of 4 passes.
Oh.
And those ones, they give you access to everything in the rec center for free for a week.
Wow.
So come and check out one of those.
Yeah.
Ask at the desk when you come in. And we also have hotspots that are available for checkout. We now also have laptops that are available for checkout for use in the library, if you're looking for something quiet there. And so lots of things happening at the library and around the community. And we just, if you have an idea for something you'd like to see at the library, let us know, and we'll see if we can make it happen.
I am guessing that they will, from everything that I'm hearing. And we've already talked about some of the authors. Are there other authors that you've got, or have you?
I think that covered
That
it,
covers
actually,
them.
yeah,
So that's quite a few. I'm excited. That last one that you talked about really intrigues me, the one that's coming from Denver on the blocks that we all get when we're doing certain things. So, all right. Well, Leroy, I can't even begin to tell you how informative this has been. Thank you so much for taking your time, because I know you probably don't have a lot of it, but thank you for all the services that you provide to the community. And I hope everybody gets a chance to listen to all of this and rewind it again if you need to, because it's a lot of information, but there's great things happening at the library. So thank you for coming, and we will take a short break and come back with something artsy.
Thanks, Sandy.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm excited to introduce our next guest, Miss Crystal Johnson. And Crystal's here from the New Ulm Chamber of Commerce. How are you doing, Crystal?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good to see you. So I know that when I've been talking to the other guests for this program, I think we know why Christmas comes so fast. It's because October is so jam-packed with so much stuff.
Yeah.
So let's get started talking about some of the things that are going on through the chamber. And the first one I want to hear about, I want an update on that community collage. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so the photo shoot was back in April on the 28th at Sweet Haven Tonics. It was done by Josh Madsen and his crew. They're out of Mankato. There were over 200 groups and individuals that had their photos
Wow.
taken for that. So
Great.
it's really cool. I've seen the mock-up. It looks awesome. I'm so excited for
I
it.
can't wait to see it.
Yes, and it's going to go on the side of the Thimble Box building, right in the heart of the downtown, facing Center Street.
Sure.
So yeah,
Okay.
we're doing a ribbon cutting for it on October 3rd at 9 a.m. So anyone's invited to that.
Yeah.
Anyone can come and
And that's a Thursday, I
It is a
think.
Thursday.
Okay, so Thursday, October 3rd for the ribbon cutting for the collage.
yeah, I'm excited because it just
Yeah.
shows a great sense of community and showcases who we are as a city. And
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
exciting.
yeah, it's one of those feel-good moments, I think, when you see something
Absolutely.
like that.
Yep.
So, and then, of course, we have our, claim to fame,
Mm-hmm.
and that is the time to get out our lederhosen and our dirndls and party at Oktoberfest. And so I hear we have an Oktoberfest pre-party on October 4th. Can you let me know where that's taking place?
Mm-hmm.
What's happening with that?
Yeah, so it's going to be on Minnesota Street in between First North and Center Street. We're putting out that artificial turf again.
Okay.
So that's going to go up on Friday, and it'll be all through the weekend until Sunday morning.
The 6th, I
Yeah.
think, right?
Mhm, yeah.
Okay.
And so the pre-party itself will start at 3. Everyone's welcome. Come on out, bring your lawn chairs and blankets because it might be cold. Kids, dogs, whatever. Make sure you clean up after yourself. But yeah, we'll be having live music. So from 3 to 7 is the Misfits band, and then from 8 to 11 will be the Tanner Stark band. Also, there'll be a couple of bars that'll have an opportunity for, like, if you buy an alcoholic drink, you can bring it out onto the turf, no glass. The ones that are currently signed up for that are Mowen's, Lola's, and B&L.
Very good. Sounds like fun. And then the Downtown Oktoberfest is starting on Saturday, or is October 5th. It
Yes.
doesn't run on Sunday,
No.
right? So, okay. So what's all going on for Oktoberfest on the 5th?
There's tons. So, like last year, we're going to use Minnesota Street and Center Street. And on Center Street, the official keg tapping is at 10. There's a band from 10 to 11, Munsterman and Friends. The parade, which starts at the Glockenspiel and goes through the downtown, starts at 11. That's the Germanic American Day Parade. And then from 11 to 1, we've got the Larry Olson Band. 1 to 2 are stage games, which will include Stein holding contest, yodeling contest, and sauerkraut eating contest.
Oh,
So all the
sure.
classics.
Of course.
If you want to do it, sign up at the merch booth that day. And then the last band will be from 2 to 5, Blue Ringers. And then on Minnesota Street, from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., the turf is out and available to, hang out on. 10 to 5, expanded kids activities. 4 to 8 will be the Nate Fredrickson Band. And of course, we'll have the beer garden, yard games. We're bringing back the axe throwing station that we had last year,
fun.
so that's exciting.
Okay, yes.
Tons of food vendors. 8 to 11 will be DJ music, and we do have the VIP wristbands available again too
Okay.
if people want access to the chamber bathrooms, get a swag bag, and drink tickets.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah.
And in order to get that, they just come in that day. They can
can
walk
order
into the
them now.
chamber. You can order them now
Yep.
through the chamber.
Yep, you can either go online on our website and the event calendar, click on Oktoberfest, and you can purchase right from there, or come into the chamber and buy
All
from
right.
us.
And the chamber website is
newulm.com.
just newulm.com. Now,
Nice and
how
easy.
easy does that get? No wonder I couldn't remember it, right? Okay, well, very good. So anything more that we need to know about for the 2 weekends in October? So the first weekend is the 4th and 5th. We've got the pre-party on the 4th. We've got all day Saturday downtown on the 5th. And then we know that we have a second weekend because one is just never enough.
No, it's
So
not.
we have the 11th and 12th. What's happening for other events for those 2 weekends?
There are going to be a ton of things going on throughout both weekends. So the normal pattern every year is the first Saturday, so the 5th this year, is Downtown Oktoberfest. Morgan Creek Vineyards has their grape stomp, and that's from 11 to 9. Shells is always the second Saturday, and that's from 10:30 to 5. And then both weekends, on Friday and Saturday, Best Western Plus Green Mill has live music. So 5 to 12 on Friday and 2 to 12 on Saturday. And then also the Crafttoberfest vendor fair is going to be both Saturdays this year.
Oh,
I don't know if
good.
it's been that in the past.
I don't remember it last year.
But it'll be 11 to 7 both Saturdays on First South, so it is moving.
Okay.
And then there's a ton of places that are doing live music and things separate from that. So like Kaiser Hoff, 209 Pub and Grill, Royal Oak Event Center, BNL, and the Grand Cabaret are just the ones I know about. So if you have more you want to get added to the event calendar, let me know. And then, a fun one that they're doing this year at the Kiesling House, they're doing a blacksmith demonstration from 10 to 3 on October 5th. So that's the first Saturday.
Yeah, that's great. We had Ann and Tegan in talking about that a little bit, and it sounds absolutely wonderful. So yeah. So there's definitely not a lack of things to happening that are happening those weekends. So
And there's volunteer opportunities for most of that. All of the
There you go.
downtown stuff, if you want to be part of the party.
Yeah, be part of the party. You
Yeah.
can get involved and have fun at the same time. So both great things. All right, so how about the murder mystery fundraiser? Tell us about that. I know that's a NUBRA, which is New Ulm Area Business and Retail Association sponsored event. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, so it's going to be on October 22nd and 23rd at Sweet Haven Tonics, and it'll start at 5:30 p.m. with like a social hour. The show itself is from 6:30 to 9 with an intermission. The play has been written by Paul Warschauer of Murder for Fun, who they are also the cast, and this one is called Mystery on Minnesota Street. And each evening will have a different ending. So if you want to go to both. And that is a $75 ticket. There is limited seating, but it includes the sweet and savory charcuterie buffet, as well as a cocktail or drink of your choice. And it's a fundraiser, and the money goes towards promoting New Ulm community. Actually, the mission of NUBRA is to coordinate, advertise, publicize, and promote the general business districts of the city of New Ulm, and the customer service is available in the general business activities of its members.
Very good. All right, so then we have, I hear, a spoiler alert. So there's a couple events to put on your calendars for November, at least get them on your radar and maybe make a little place mark for those. Let's tell us about what we've got going on coming up in November.
Yes, so we're bringing back the hashtag Loyal to Local New Ulm Holiday Passport, which will be going from November 1st through the 30th, so the entire month. You get a flyer that has all the list of participating businesses, and you get stamps as you spend money around town, and then you get put in for a drawing for, there's gonna be 3 staycation packages valued at over $1,000 each.
Wow.
And so we don't know all the participating businesses yet. Their deadline is October 18th. So if you're a business that wants to do it, let us know.
Signed up?
Yeah.
Get signed up?
And last year we had 406 passports submitted, which means that we can track $121,800 being spent locally, which is incredible.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, gift card purchases do count, so that's, you can fill up multiple.
Yeah.
Make sure you turn them in by 5 p.m. December 3rd, because we're gonna draw and announce the winners on the 5th.
It sounds so far away, but it's not,
It's
right?
not, it's gonna come up
It's
fast.
crazy. And, talking about that, I enjoy decorating for the holidays. I enjoy buying unique gifts for people. We've been talking a little bit about gift buying today with some of the other segments. And, it just feels like things have changed a little bit with gift giving. We want to give experiences, and we want to do something unique. And I think a great opportunity for that, to get that handmade piece or something that looks just right for someone's kitchen or something, is that the craft fairs and the shopping opener, no-made market, things like that. So what can you tell us about those events coming up?
Yeah, so we'll have more details later too, but it'll be November 8th through the 10th. It always lines up with the hunting opener.
Right.
And so that'll include the No Made Market, which will have, they'll be hosting open houses throughout the city. There'll be a lot of local shops that will have deals and stuff. And they usually put out a map, so we'll have that at the chamber if you need that. And that includes the Women's Expo and Craft Fair, which in the past has always been the Saturday from 9 to 2 at the Jefferson School. And it's sponsored by the Early Childhood Family Education Program.
Yeah.
It's over 100 vendors, I think, something like that. So
That's
it's
so
huge.
great.
Really cool opportunity to get that.
So in all the years past, that's been a busy weekend for me when I was a business owner. So this year I can finally take,
There you go.
and you know, it's not a perfect exchange because having the business is great, but I look forward to being able to do something like that now. You mentioned that we could get the maps at the chamber. Do you have that online as well, that if people aren't being able to get into the chamber?
Yeah, I think we'll try to have it online.
Okay.
We don't produce them ourselves because the No Made
Oh.
Market does that.
Got it.
But they always bring us in copies, so I'll probably scan one in and throw it on
Okay,
the community
wow,
calendar.
that would
Yeah.
be wonderful, because I know there's always so much going on and you want to kind of map it all out. So
Yep.
that's good to have that little cheat sheet. Well, is there anything else that you can think of that we need to know? I mean, it sounds like so much already, but if you've got more stuff, bring it on.
Just a couple more things.
Please, yes.
So the Halloween Hop, that's
Oh,
happening
yes.
on October 26th.
Yes.
From, let's see, 10 to 2, and that's different from past years. I think it's been 10 to 1 or something.
It was only
10 to noon.
Yeah,
It's going
I
to be
think-
10 to noon
Oh, it's
now.
going to be 10, and it
Sorry
used to
about
be
that.
10 to 1.
Yes.
2, went to, I think 10 to 2.
Yeah.
Either way, I think it was
Either
about 4
way,
hours, but
this
it's 10 to
year,
12.
10 to 12. So
Okay.
everyone is welcome to do that, kids and adults. We're going to have another October 18th deadline for businesses that want to participate, because we do put out that flyer so that people know where to go. So if you want to be one of those stops, let us know and we'll put you on there. We're encouraging all the businesses to decorate, maybe dress up, play some spooky music, set the vibes.
Yeah, set the
and
tone.
make it fun. So
Yeah.
that'll be a good one. And then also in November, but they have October deadlines for the businesses. We've got that Small Business Saturday, Shop Small Saturday. That's on November 30th. So there'll be incentives for local shoppers, just some kind of cool things for that. We help advertise, so the deadline for that is October 25th if you're a business that wants to participate. And the last one, I think, hopefully, is the hashtag Shop New Ulm at night. And so that's on Thursday, December 12th from 4 to 8. And so that seems like it's really far in advance, but since there is a sip and shop element, we have to get the
Licensing?
licensing
Yep.
for the alcohol. And so that deadline is October 25th already for that as well. So there'll be refreshments and promotions at a lot of local businesses. You get stamps on your passport, 3+ businesses, to get put in a gift certificate prize package. So yeah, if you're interested in being a business as part of that, let us know at the chamber.
Yeah, and if you're interested in just going down and enjoying that, the little sip and shop, it's just a little something extra to just make it a fun night out for maybe you and the girls, or maybe you and your husband want to go and walk up and down and check everything out. So, all right, anything else? I mean, that's a lot of stuff.
I think that's it.
That's it.
For now.
Well, Crystal, I truly appreciate you taking time today to come and let us know about all of these things. And just remember that if you need to learn anything more about what we just talked about, go on to newulm.com. It's as easy as that. And they'll have events on there, and you'll also see the different businesses that are a part of the chamber. And we just appreciate what you do for the community. So thanks for taking your time.
Thanks
Good
for
luck
having
with
us.
everything. And we will be right back with some more on something artsy. All right, and we are back, and I am super excited to have Daryl sitting next to me. This is Daryl Bry, a good friend of mine, and also a good friend to State Street Theater. He is here to tell us more about the theater and just what his role is with that board. I know that I share some of that same the same board assignments as he does, but it's always interesting to let other people know what goes on at State Street Theater and how those boards kind of come together to make everything work. So, welcome, Daryl. Thanks for
Thank you,
coming.
Sandy. I'm really, really happy to be here. Thanks for having me. To your question, I am on the board of directors, and I was recently appointed the treasurer. So another extra added little item to my list of things that I do at State Street, but I also I volunteer at a lot of the shows. I do tech for most of the shows, and that's a great opportunity just to meet a lot of the performers and interact with them before the shows and just have that excitement of getting set up and getting ready to go.
Yeah,
So it's really a cool thing.
yeah. So I know that your time on the board hasn't been a lot. It's just been the last year and a half, maybe.
About a year and a half, yep.
And you've gotten very involved in that aspect, but you've been with the theater for quite quite a long time volunteering your time to do the text pieces of it, and basically anything that they've asked you, from what I remember. So we love having you, and we thank you for everything that you contribute. You're also a very, very generous volunteer, and we can't do anything without that. So thank you for how you contribute in that way.
You're very welcome.
All right, now we've got a big name coming, I hear, and it's not a tribute.
No.
It's not a cover.
Absolutely not.
Tell us what it is.
So we are lucky enough, in conjunction with the Grand Theater, to host Emmylou Harris at State Street Theater on October the 19th. This was going to be a private it is a private fundraiser, I should say, for the Grand. But we are now able to open it up to the public, so there are still seats available. And those seats, you can find them on our website, statestreetnewulm.org, or you can call the box office 507-359-9990, and Lori and Janice would be happy to help you get tickets to that great show. And you are correct, this is the real Emmylou, it's not
Yeah,
a tribute.
this is
So
the
this
real
is a
thing.
very big thing.
Yeah.
Great for the theater, should be a great venue for her to come in and perform in New Ulm, and get some people exposed to the kind of music that Emmylou has brought to the world for her long and illustrious career.
Yeah. You know, since the remodel of the theater, there are 704 seats, I believe, or is it 709? So it's just a little over 700. And the fact that there's only about 80 seats left, and probably a lot less when this airs. So
At least we hope.
we do know that there's already over 600 people, or well, about 600 people that are coming, or maybe a little over 600 people. And so really, do you want to miss that? If everybody else is going to be there, you're going to want to be there too. So get on there and see if there's still some tickets left for you, and love to have you.
Absolutely, it would be a great show.
Yeah, all right. Well, what other things are going on at State Street? I know it's a busy, busy time for us.
Right, so we have had a long-standing relationship with MVL, and since they didn't have a space to put on their plays, they have been utilizing State Street Theater for some of their plays to put on. So now, as they're finishing up their space that they have at their school, we're going to have one more of those collaborations with them on November 1st through the 2nd. So they're putting on their fall play at State Street Theater. We also have the opportunity to host our community concert series, which is a great group of folks that organize 4 shows throughout the course of the year. State Street has, I believe, 3 of those shows this year, and one of those is on Monday, November the 4th, and people can get tickets to that. There is some contact information on our website. I did look at that this morning, but it is Jared Freiberg and the Vagabonds.
Oh.
So it should be a really, really nice show, but that's part of the community concert series. It is not a show that State Street does, but it is something that, if you're interested, please reach out to the community concert series and talk to them about tickets as well. And one thing, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but we are going to be a vendor location during the no-made thing that we
Market.
do around, the
Yeah.
no-made market that's done during the shopping opener here in New Ulm.
Right.
So we will have spots available from November 7th through the 10th, and the booths are available. They're 10 feet square, pardon me, and you can get one for $30 for the 3 days. So
Wow.
call the box office, you can reserve yours. So that's another opportunity for us to help out the community and get some more excitement around the whole no-made market that's going on.
Yeah, big event in town.
Absolutely. And then on that same weekend, we're going to host 2 shows, not 1, but 2. Saturday night, which would be November the 9th, we are hosting Ladies of the 80s. So it should be a really neat event.
Yeah.
And in conjunction with that, we're going to have a little fun 80s dress-up contest. So come with your favorite 80s gear on, and you too can go back to the 80s with
Yeah.
the ladies. So
Well, I tried on my tutu with my leg warmers before we came here today, and I think the only thing that still fits me is I'll just try to do my big hair or something, because
Yeah.
the rest of it's just not going to work out.
yeah, and I don't think I can get a mullet growing by then, so we won't worry about that. But if you're looking for tickets for that, they are available on our website, and they're also available by calling the box office again, 507-359-9990. And then on Sunday, November 10th, we're hosting a free event to honor our veterans. The 204th Army Band will be at State Street Theater celebrating the 249th birthday of the Marine Corps.
Wow.
So it's a very cool event. It is free to the public. Gives everyone an opportunity to come and say thank you to all the veterans and all they've sacrificed to keep us free and keep our country free.
And I like the fact that it's on a Sunday afternoon. I think that, it seems to me that we have a lot less to juggle on a Sunday. You go to church, have your lunch, do what, but then
There
you've got some wonderful entertainment, and it's free, and it's such a worthwhile cause, and sounds like a great time. So, you and I both know that it takes a lot to keep a place like State Street Theater going, and all the programs that they have there, and all the events that we host. Do we have any volunteer positions available, or do we have a need for them?
It's a great question, Sandy, and yes, we do. Actually, without our volunteers, we couldn't make the theater run. I mean, we have a very small staff, so we need our volunteers. For every show that's put on, we need volunteer ushers, people to work our concession stands, tech help, manager, stage management help, things like that. So there's 12 shows from now till the end of the year. So if you do the math, we need about 144 volunteers from now until Christmas time, basically. So tremendous amounts of volunteer opportunities for anyone that's interested. Please give the folks at the box office a call. Again, 507-359-9990. And you can even look on the website at statestreetnewulm.org, and it'll give you some more information about volunteer opportunities there.
Yeah, I think there's a need for just about anything. You can deliver posters to the neighboring communities. You can, if you're a fix-it person, you can help with staging. Maybe there's some projects. It's an old building, so there's always a need for things like that.
We try to hold a couple of cleanup Saturdays throughout the course of the year too, where we usually invite people to come in and help us clean up, and it gives people an opportunity to look around the theater and get a little bit of the history as well, and also help us keep that space available for the arts and for music and for entertaining people.
Yeah, we're very blessed to have that in the community, and what we can do to keep it going is absolutely an ultimate goal. So let's say people they're not physically able to go and do the posters, and they're not able to help with the sets, and they're maybe a little bit more homebound, or they just don't have the time. Is there another way they can contribute to the State Street Theater?
Absolutely. We're still working on our final stretch of our capital campaign. As many people know, and maybe some don't, we replaced all the seating within the theater within the last year, which has been a great addition. But there's our other things, as you mentioned. It's an old building, so we still have capital projects that we need. So if you're interested in helping us keep this going and keep that theater looking good and being a great space to be utilized for everyone, you can make a donation. You can call the box office. They would be more than happy to help you. Janice and Lori, as I said, would help you get that set up. Check the website. There's some opportunities there. But we're always in need of funding. Unfortunately, that is the nature of how we do things. So,
That's right.
But that would be a great benefit to us, and a great benefit to keeping the theater as an integral part of the arts here in New Ulm.
Right, and if you've got a check you'd like to mail, there is a P.O. box that's P.O. Box 493 for State Street Theater in New Ulm. So as Daryl said, you can call the box office. If there's any way that you can help or have a few dollars to throw their way, anything is very much appreciated. The support from our community is vital to keep this all going, and we certainly don't want to lose what we've got, because it's pretty amazing. So what else is happening at the theater?
Well, we have something of a new opportunity this year. So if businesses are looking for a new way to celebrate their holiday season parties, we have the opportunity for them to purchase seats to we have actually the best Christmas pageant ever is coming up in December, which is going to be a great play. Businesses could contact the box office and set up a backstage pre-show, where if they wanted to just have an informal gathering of hors d'oeuvres and drinks, we could do that. Or we can even do seating for up to 120 people for a catered meal if you want to do something like that. Or if you want to buy out the theater, if you think about it, if you have 350 or less employees and they bring a spouse or a significant other, there's 700 seats. Hey, you could rent the entire theater and see a great play at the same time and have a little bit of, fellowship and things either before or after.
And what a cool, unique opportunity that would be for a company to do that. That would be, you'd be the company everybody was talking about.
Absolutely.
So who wants to be the first one? You
Right.
guys jump on up and
That's right.
do that. I think it would be wonderful. I'd certainly love to get invited to something like
Right.
that. So speaking of Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
because, with every interview, we've talked a little bit about Christmas because this is going to air in October. October's so fast, and then we come into the holiday season and it'll be here before we know it. So I know that we all have someone on our list who's difficult to shop for, but there are opportunities at State Street Theater to help with that person on our list.
Absolutely. You can buy a gift certificate in any amount that will allow these folks to see any of the shows that are coming through. They can use that towards their admission for those shows. So if you have that person that's really hard to buy for and you go, gosh, I really don't know what to get them, and they really like the arts or they like music, this would be a great opportunity. Great gift certificate idea. Very easy. You can contact the folks, our staff at the box office, and they'll help you out with that. Again, 507-359-9990, and Lori and Janice will more than happily help you out getting
Yeah.
a gift certificate for that special person that's really hard to buy for.
That's right. And as a reminder, for any tickets, for any type of help, any questions, gift certificates, if you don't want to phone them, we have box office hours from 9 to noon.
Correct.
Yep, Monday through Friday. And you are going to get a very wonderful person help you in any way that you need help. So make sure to think about that when you're filling out your Christmas gift list. So I know that those are really great things for us to know about Emmylou and the other things that are happening, and I love the idea of being able to use these shows and stuff as a way to gift to other people. Is there anything else that, outside of the gift giving thing, is there anything else that we should maybe put on our calendars or things that once the holidays are over, is there anything we have to look forward to?
Oh, tons of things to look forward to, but the one thing that everybody should put on their calendar, great segue, by the way. Our annual fundraiser is Saturday, March 1st, and our theme for this year is Hooray for Hollywood. So we're really, really asking folks, hey, come. It helps us generate funds and capital for the theater, and it's also a fun evening. I know you and I have gone to many of them in the past. Great experience. We've had a lot of fun. Some great auctions and things going on. And you can dress up as your favorite Hollywood character. I've heard rumors there might be that you might be coming as Sandy from Grease, but I don't know if that's 100% true or
Well,
not.
I actually found those leather pants from the last scene that I would wear. They were next to my tutu and my leg
Got
warmers
it.
from the 80s, and neither of them fit. So I'm not exactly sure. I might have to go to something a little less slimline, I think.
There we go.
But no, it really does sound like a great time. I know there's a events and fundraising committee that works on these, and they're putting in lots of hours already talking about how to make it very unique and fun. And people forget that this is open to the full community. And when they do a fundraiser, these gals know how to throw a party. So we always try to do a theme, and I think this one is going to be a fun one. So there'll likely be a red carpet. There's going to be some fun ways to raise a few dollars that are going to benefit you as well. So mark down on March 1st. I'm sure you're going to be wanting a date to get out of the house when the weather's maybe a little gloomy at that point, ready to get
Break
dressed up
some of
and
the
have
winter
some fun.
blues, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and if I can, Sandy, I just wanted to say a couple of quick thank yous. A special thank you to the Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council for their support for a lot of our programming that we do at the theater, and also to the New Ulm Area Foundation, who's supported us with funds just recently. So that's a great thing, and we really appreciate it, and it really helps what we're trying to do at the theater to try to keep the arts and music viable and interesting in the city of New Ulm. So we thank them.
Absolutely. Yes, and we thank you for all that you do and for being here today with me. It was obviously very informative, and I think that once again we can tell them State Street Theater or statestreetnewulm.org is the website.
Correct.
You can go on the website, or you can stop in the box office from 9 to noon, Monday through Friday, or you can call 359
$99.90.
and you'll get some help for anything that you need. And think about those gift certificates or a holiday party. So, Daryl, thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Sandy. Appreciate
You
it.
take care, and we will be back with something artsy. All right, and welcome back. So I'm excited today to have with me 3 representatives from Numa's House in New Ulm. And thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you taking the time. And why don't we go ahead and just get to learn a little bit about you. And we'll start with Jared.
Yes, my name is Jared Hoscheit. I was born and raised in New Ulm, Minnesota, and recently started working here in town, looking to get involved with anything in the community, really. And most recently joined the Numa's House, so I've been with the Numa's House for a month. I accepted a position as the treasurer, and just really excited to be a part of this organization and help out any way that I can.
Great, great. Well, welcome.
Thank
It's
you.
good to have you on such a great board. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm Deacon Tim Dolan. I've been a part of Numa's House since before it was Numa's House.
Oh,
I'm one of the originals. And my role in this is I've been on the Ministerial Association since 2012.
okay.
So, and that's the group that did all the discussion and thinking and trying to figure out how to do this, and and that started probably in 2014, somewhere in that. We're still we remember it, but we don't know an exact date.
Well, yep, you just know it's been busy ever since
Yeah.
too, right? Yeah. All right. And you?
And I'm Phil Shank, and I serve as the board president for Numa's House. And like Deacon Tim, I've had a chance of being a part of Numa's House since its inception back in 2014. Been part of the ministerial here in town for many years. And excuse me, now I've had the chance to serve on the Numa's board, like I say, since it got started.
Well, I think it's incredible. I'm on a lot of boards myself, and to have people that are there since kind of the inception, the start of something is pretty incredible, and I think that has a lot to say about the organization. It's harder to get volunteers these days, and when you've got people who stay on there, not just because there's nobody maybe to take your place, but because it's part of your life and your passion, I think that's incredible. So congratulations to you guys, and thank you for joining up, because it's always got to be a passion of the heart, because it takes time. And
Definitely.
yeah, so, well, explain to us what Numa's House is and how it serves the community.
Well, maybe one of the ways to start to answer that question is to go back to the beginning and talk a little bit about, why does Numa's House exist? And a part of that goes to a conversation we had with folks from the community as a ministerial, when community members, a member even from our local school system, came and spoke with us as a ministerial and told us about some of the needs that they were seeing locally because of the number of homeless students that were coming to school. And I think we would probably, both Tim and I would probably say, wow, that surprised us. We were unaware of that type of thing taking place, at least to the extent that it was.
Right.
And so we began thinking and praying about it, and as a ministerial, we started working towards trying to provide a place, specifically in this instance for women and their children, that they could come and have a safe place to be, a shelter house, that they could come and stay for a period of time, not just an overnight sort of a thing, but for a period of time, so they could bring some stability to their life, and then maybe work on moving forward into what they could do to maintain that stability and so forth. So Numa's House then was born. New Ulm Ministerial Association Shelter House
Okay.
is what the acronym stands for.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have continued now to have the opportunity, the privilege of helping women and their children come and stay and sort of turn things around.
That's wonderful. I know that it's an organization that's very well received and very well respected in this community. So thank you for doing that and for keeping it alive. It's probably more needed now than ever, even though it's amazing to find that, was it 12 years ago already, that, you know, like, you don't even realize what the homeless situation that we might have in this town, because it's not as obvious as it might be in communities like in San Diego or something where you see them. So, but it still exists here, is what you're saying. So how many people can you accommodate at one time at the Numas House?
We prefer to use families because some families will come with just, you know, 1 or 2 children, and
Sure.
some might come with 4 or 5.
Okay,
So I think we've had one family that had 5 children and then still had another 2 families. So
wow,
we're probably, you know, there's room for 3 families.
okay,
And then after that, it kind of depends. And then
Okay.
we also look when we have somebody on the waiting list, you know, how they'll fit in if they're too big or,
okay,
you know, they might have to wait a while.
wow.
Depends.
So there's waiting lists
Yes.
of people that need to get help like that. Wow. Yeah, in a perfect world, we wouldn't have to worry about any of that. So I would imagine you guys need volunteers to keep all of that going. If you've got families at the house and the things that you guys need to do to keep it running. And I would imagine volunteering is an important part of that. Are you guys looking for more volunteers? How do people become a part of the board, or just a volunteer or something in that?
Yeah, we were using volunteers quite extensively up before this thing called COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then that, as I have discovered now for several organizations, it's not just us, and several institutions actually, it's been taking a while to sort of catch
Rebuild.
back up
Yes.
and build that back up. But to answer your question, yes, we do have need for volunteers. One of the ways that we could use volunteers is, as Deacon Tim mentioned, we have families there, moms there with kids. Well, as the moms work to move forward in their lives, sometimes they have to work or other things
Sure.
going on. The kids may go to school during the school year, they may go to school during school hours, but mom might have to be gone for some other period of time. So one of the ways that folks can volunteer is by saying, you know what, I can come and watch kids for a little while.
Oh,
And usually if that happens, it's about a 3-hour shift that people would come
wonderful.
help with. So that's one of the ways.
Yeah.
Now, Tim and I were just talking before we came in here about another way that people can help out.
Over the weekend, I was on call, and I know we had a call from one of the ladies, and she needed a driver to take her somewhere. So I was going to be with our bishop at another meeting, so we had to find someone else.
Okay.
But that's where we run into that quite often.
Wow, okay. That's, so there's lots of different things. Now, I know that there's some confidentiality that has, for lots of reasons, has to be involved in doing this. So if somebody wants to volunteer, how do they get a hold of, or how can we connect people with you to be able to do that volunteering? Is there a phone number we can call?
Sure,
How
one
do-
of
how
the
do
things
you do
people can
that?
do, of course, to learn more about the program in its entirety is to look at our website,
Okay,
which is www.news.org. And they can learn a whole lot about what we're doing, how we do it. Honestly, here's some stories of families that we've been able to help.
great.
So they could look up our website and do things like that. But to get directly in contact with us, our phone number is, of course, 507-359-2202.
Okay,
And that'll get us, get someone directed towards the folks that are on staff.
wonderful. All right. So again, I understand that it takes a lot to keep this all moving, and you guys don't have the ability, I'm sure, as a 501c3 to go out and buy new furniture every time somebody needs to come in and buy supplies for these families. What types of items can we help with that you might be in need of, and is there things that we could donate, and how do we go about doing that if there are some things, and what are the things that you guys are looking for?
Tim, you want to tackle that?
That's a good question. It just depends on the family sometimes.
Okay,
Sometimes they need clothes. Sometimes they need you know, just different,
Shoes, winter jackets,
Sure.
things that we would be thinking of in terms of our families as that age, as having children that age. Just think in terms of some really practical
Right.
items. I know that sometimes folks also bring in, you know, toiletry items that are necessary, you know,
Okay.
shampoos, soaps.
Right.
Just some practical
Yeah.
things that we would probably take for granted and assume we're just gonna run
Absolutely.
down to the store and get it. But just some practical things like that are also
Okay.
very, very helpful.
And if you have a family come in and they're in need of clothes, but they're maybe children's size 4, toddler, and they're, you know, do you put is there some type of a plea that you put out to ask people for those items if you need something more specific? The family came in and we're looking for clothes for toddlers and for a woman who's going to be in the business market, that type of thing. Is there such a thing like that?
I don't know that we're putting out something specific related to that, but I would mention that there are other nonprofits within our community that we've been in communication with, and sometimes we can directly work with them.
Nice.
To get some
Okay.
of the specific needs met.
Perfect.
That might be there.
Yeah.
But again,
that's
it's
great.
sometimes simply a matter of just calling and saying, hey, is there something specific? Because we've had people do that. Is there something specific we need?
Yeah.
And it just happens to come at the right time when the family
Yeah.
comes in and says, hey, we
That's-
need help with
yeah.
this.
That's great, because I know that, you know, right now I'm in a point where I'm gonna be doing some decluttering, and I think about all the things I could be getting rid of. But me showing up with a bunch of my stuff to your place doesn't do you any good. But my phone call to you to say, what could you use? And then I could go through that and just give you what you guys have room for, or what you could. So that number again is,
The number is 359-2202.
okay, very good, 359-2202, and see how you can help out a great cause. So let's say that there's somebody that needs your services. How do they get in contact with you, or how is there a way that we can get, you know, let other people in the community know that if they need help, how we can connect them with the right people? Is that something that you guys help with as well, if there's a certain need?
well, a lot of times we're not in contact with, we work with County Human Services.
Okay,
And, you know, that's been very helpful, that relationship.
okay,
And, you know, people in the community that, but again, if someone sees something and, you know, check our website and make contact
Sure.
with that phone number.
okay,
But most of ours are through the system.
okay, very good.
I think it's become helpful for us to realize that the longer we have been here, the more people are becoming aware of
Yes,
who we are and what we do. And so we'll just get a phone call from a family that says, hey, we know this situation. Is it something you could help with? And because of that, we also, of course, have our information out. It's on the internet.
right,
And so folks are giving us calls to come and say, is this something that would work for me?
that's great. And I can imagine that any donations that people might have, monetary donations, they could just send to a PO box, or I know that there's a lot of people out there that have a soft spot in their heart for great organizations like yours that are helping in our community, because we don't do it alone. So we want to make sure that we get other people involved, and maybe that's the way that they can, is just to send a little monetary donation. Is there a PO box or something that they can send that donation to?
I cannot think of that PO box off the
That's
top of my
okay.
head.
Yeah.
I
But
am
I'll
sorry.
bet-
I don't have it.
I'll bet if they go onto the website though for
They can-
Numa's
they-
House,
they will
they'll
be
find
able
it
to find
there.
it.
So,
But we're very thankful for the community. Has been very, very, very supportive.
yeah, that's
And
wonderful.
I think it's important to say, not only are we very, very grateful, but the community needs to know that the donations that they are giving is truly going to the folks who need it. And the other thing that I hope that folks remember is that we are supported entirely by private donation. We receive no government funds for anything that we do.
Right.
And
Right.
so we do survive by the private donations. And again, we have truly, as Deacon Tim has said, we've been blessed by the number of, not just individuals, but organizations in the community that have seen what we're doing and continue to support us. And that is quite
Yeah.
remarkable.
It is. We are very blessed to be in a community that is so driven to support each other. And I think we really have a soft spot when we hear that the money that we're putting in is going to maybe our next door neighbor. Maybe it's a cousin, maybe it's a friend of a friend. And one way or another, it seems like we're always attached. And we need to be, because that's what makes our community so strong.
Indeed.
Jared, what are you looking forward to I know that you've only been on for about a month, but you have to be inspired by what you see and what you hear, and what things made you decide that Numa's House was where you wanted to spend a little time?
Yeah, I think kind of like we touched on already, to the vast majority of us that, grew up in New Ulm maybe didn't know that there was such a need for this.
Exactly.
And neither did I. However, just through kind of the education process, attending a couple meetings, truly feeling the gravity of how much you can help different families in the community, and really make an impact on that, I think is just a great way to feel a little fulfillment myself, and yeah, just be able to help people out and get them back on their feet. And
That's wonderful. I'm sure they appreciate it. It's always, we get excited when we get some younger ones on our boards, because they're ready to get in there, and you know what, you could be sitting here in another 12 years too.
For sure.
Hopefully, and telling us what great strides everything has made. I know you guys have done an amazing job over the last 12. Is there anything in closing that you guys would like to add to what we've already talked about?
Well, the thing about the Numa's House, it's not just a shelter house, it's helping these ladies over a period of time. I mean, we have them for 90 days.
Okay.
But then there's also all of the things we do in that time to help them kind of reintegrate into society, get ready for work, get a driver license or whatever it
Wow.
needs. And then we follow them for 2 years. And, if you could look at and visit with any of the people that have gone through the program and look at, the before and after, it'd be night and day.
So how many people do you have working with these families that come in? So you said that they have 90 days and then you follow them for 2 years. That can't be done by just 1 or 2 people. So you must have a pretty good, is it volunteers, is it staff, or who does that follow up with this? Is it a lot of different people, or is there kind of a core group?
There is a core group.
Okay.
We have a director, and then we also have just hired a social worker.
Okay,
And that person, we've had one on staff before, but, transitions happen. But, and then we also have other staff that are just, they're there for so many hours, but they're also volunteering some time, and
Oh.
they're just good at what they do.
wonderful.
And, helping out and, trying to make sure that all of the cracks are covered and nobody's slipping through.
Wow. So you're this great bridge for these people to go from where they're at. You are their hope, to get over there, and you can guide them with some ministry as well. So it's beautiful. Yeah, wonderful.
yeah, and kind of extra emphasis on that. It's not just a 2-week stay, give somebody a roof over their head. There's a lot of life skills that I try to incorporate into the residents' lives to truly get them back on their feet, to allow them to have a successful life, whatever that might be for them.
Right.
Yeah, it's great to be able to kind of give that additional education for them. So.
Well, I'm so glad that you guys had the opportunity today and that took the time to come and tell us about this, because like you said, I believe that it's getting to be a much more recognized program, and it's well respected. I know that. But it's so important for all of us to hear what the need is, why we have this going on, and the fact that we do have something like this going on, because I'm certain that not every community does. So thank you for starting it. Thank you for staying with it. Thank you for joining it. And thank you for sharing all of that with us today. And I hope that other people have been inspired by this, and somehow or other find a way to be able to help as well. So thank you very much for your time.
Very good.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
us.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, in closing, we would like to thank all of you for watching our segments today. Something Artsy is a television show that is produced monthly by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat Studio in the basement of the New Ulm Public Library. So special thanks goes to them both for providing the space and the ability to make filming possible. This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Center, and thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next month.